Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You might be somewhat surprised, especially if you see this video after the fact, because I'm currently live streaming at 8 AM, so I don't expect to get many or even any viewers at all, in fact. But this is an important test for me nonetheless. For a very simple reason, I'm testing out how restream works and if it is viable or not. Right now I can see that I am live streaming something, but I don't see it appearing on my channels as of yet. Oh wait, something is happening. I think I'm seeing it. There is a bit of a delay, but it's there. Now, the reason why I'm making this test and why I'm actually keeping it public, so yeah, I will play a little bit of a game. This isn't just a plain old test, but I'll play a little bit of a game because later on today, in fact, in just 6 hours, wow, I need to sleep before that happens, but anyway, in about 6 hours the Endless Summer event will happen and I'll be a host for that thing. So this is very exciting and also somewhat stressful, and I would love to make sure that everything is absolutely fine before I actually, before I actually go through with it and actually get featured on a massive giant channel such as, for instance, Sega's official channel. So there is that. Also, sorry about that. That is my alarm clock because I expected to be asleep by now and I wanted to wake up by around this hour, and well, here I am still not going to bed because I'm testing things out. But it appears that I am indeed live on everything for the most part. Actually, I am live on YouTube. I'm not sure about Twitch. Let me just confirm that before I actually start playing properly. And again, yeah, it does appear that I am live. I absolutely am. This is excellent. So, without further ado, let us play a little bit of something. Again, I have to go to bed relatively soon, but that doesn't stop us from playing a little bit of Dungeon of the Endless. I won't be playing for long, that's for sure, but I can play for a little bit. And in the true spirit of such a test, I'll be playing as random heroes. It appears I didn't turn off the Team Fortress 2 update, which I'm not a big fan of, but oh well, if I get Team Fortress 2 heroes, I'll just laugh because this will showcase my bad lag. Alright, so let's have a quick look, see what do we have. No Team Fortress 2 characters, but no good characters either. We've got the Golgi Purtiver, as well as OP-Bot. Well, OP-Bot is a staple for Dungeon of the Endless, of course, and he's quite famous. But as for Golgi, well, she does give me the extra chance to get dust, but beyond that, she's not really all that useful, to be entirely honest with you. Now, let us go ahead and get going with my very first door opening. So let's select everybody and let's keep going. So far so good, no monsters. And oh yeah, that was a pause. That's not what I meant to press. Sorry, it's been a while since I played Dungeon of the Endless, so I got things a little bit confused, but it is now fine. Let us move on and keep opening more doors. So before I do that, let's also make sure I can actually view chat, and let's see if this works properly. Now again, I don't expect people to actually be chatting during this 8 AM stream, but apparently I can see the chat now, and apparently it's working, so let's see if that is indeed the case. A self-powered room, awesome. However, it doesn't have any actual major modules in it, which is the opposite of awesome, and a dead end with what appears to be no major modules either. Okay, that's not very lucky for a start, and I keep pressing the wrong buttons because I forgot how to move around, but that is fine, if slightly embarrassing. Now, of course, I might also continue playing the save file during some kind of other random live stream, so even though I will not be able to live stream for very long tonight, doesn't mean I will not be live streaming later on and continuing on the save. So anyway, for the time being, we're doing fine. We have a lot of dust, surprising amount of it, to be honest. And we're trying to amass enough industry to last us for later floors as well. Although things could be certainly going way better if not for the fact that I keep finding rooms without major modules. There's another one with a major module and a merchant as well. What does he have? Things that require food. Unfortunately, food is a little bit too essential at this part of the game. And it's just a t-shirt, rice wind. I can't even use a rice wind, so that's nothing special really. So, oops, didn't mean to scroll all the way over there. Now, I do want to create another module. And I want it to be another industry generator, kind of. But at the same time, let's try something different. Let's make a food replicator, and also let's level up Peapod a little bit. Our Peapod is going to be the staple for our journey, so let's give him the Surgical Striker. It's going to make the few first rooms a little bit easier, although of course they are still going to be rather easy. No matter what I give the heroes, since they are the first rooms, they are designed to be easy on the first floor. Alright. Just found a little bit of food and another major module. Unfortunately, I do not have the industry to power this one up, but this is also absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about over there. Another room, this time with a research module, for which I do not have enough science, unfortunately, unless I go for bioorganic. But I'd much rather save up for food replicator, which I will not have enough science for anyway. Claymore mine is very good, but again, before I get enough science, a lot of time will pass. Let's just get something on the first floor while I can. And then keep opening doors. That's the exit, so this is going to be relatively easy escape. And I assume the floor is about to end, so we're probably going to be able to get to the end of floor 2 before I will have to wrap the stream up. Again, super short one just to... Ooh, don't die please. Yeah, I forgot how squishy level 1 heroes are, especially her. She's... I just don't like Groggy, sorry. I know she has a niche use, but it's not the kind of use I really care about or really respect. I'm sorry. There are some other heroes I really enjoy, and she's not one of them. It's just a sad truth. Alright, bioorganic transference has been locked. Let's try to fight a little bit. And oh no, you run away, dear Golgi, you're not doing too hot. Actually, everybody's doing quite poorly, so let's go ahead and make a prisoner prod. And I will need to do a little bit of good old block hiding, otherwise I'll actually lose my heroes, and I would rather not have this happen. And nobody died, excellent. Now this is of course a little bit exploity, I guess you could call it, but I feel no regards whatsoever. Alright, so monsters will spawn. I cannot avoid that, unfortunately. I might be able to... I can make sure that no monsters spawn from the upper area, which is the most vulnerable one for my escape attempt. And then I can make sure, let's see, which hero is faster. Peapod has the speed of 34, and Golgi is much faster. So Peapod, as the slow one, will not carry the crystal, and Golgi, as the fast one, will carry the crystal. So I'll keep Peapod in the dark room to make sure no monsters spawn in there. And in the other room, well, monsters will spawn, but I won't really care about it. And of course, there is nothing I want to sell to the trader, so let's go ahead and grab the crystal real quick. And then run away. Wave is coming, as you can see, and trying to hunt down my hero, but this should absolutely be fine. The wave will be able to deal a mediocre amount of damage, but as you can see, they're not able to catch up to my hero since they got distracted by a major module. Now is the time for me to leave with a Peapod as well and make a smooth, swift escape from floor number 1. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Let's go ahead and click the button and let's have a quick look-see if the stream is still doing fine. It appears to be doing fine. Of course, it is a rather quiet one since, you know, who would watch me at this hour? I have no idea. I honestly shouldn't be streaming at this hour either, but I am. So maybe there are some mad people who are watching me as well, but I wouldn't expect that, really. Anyway, let's keep going. We can play one more floor, certainly. I only just began playing after all. So let's go ahead and continue this fast stream, or rather playthrough. I should call it like some kind of fast playthrough or whatever. Trying to get the best time something along those lines. Not that I'm actually trying to do that though. Right, let's level up Opibot so that he can get operate, and now he will be able to operate my major module to give me more, well, benefits from it. And let's explore the other room that is connected to our crystal. It's always very important to know what your crystal borders. In this case, we know that it borders awfulness. Those rooms will be very hard to get through. Alright, well, for the time being, I'm going to continue exploring in that direction. Find another area with a major module, and a lot of monsters, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and back up a little bit. And make sure I have the support of some prisoner prods, since otherwise Gogi herself could possibly not be able to do this. Of course, with Web Slinger, she can slow down monsters, which will help me to phase the enemy reinforcements a little bit, make sure they're out of alignment and they do not come all at once into the same room. And with that, I can continue exploring, although this isn't a very optimal flow one, I'll tell you that right away. Like, it could be way better, certainly, with the amount of dust I'm getting, but at the very least, so far, things are stable. I have a good amount of industry, decent amount of everything else. Now, unfortunately, even though I have a good amount of industry, I cannot do anything with it because I don't have enough, well, major module slots or dust to power up this room. So I'll take a gamble, open this door. Okay, that was a worthy gamble since I found a major module in there, but there is also a risk that monsters will spawn. They didn't. Okay, so what I can do is depower this room, power up this one. Now, I know I could research something, but I would much rather just get another major module. And in this case, it will be another industry generator. Yes, I know I have a little bit of very small amount of food, but you just need to have 2 of those. And I started very slow on this floor as well, since I found so little dust. Now, this will be a little bit tricky, since if I'm not careful, monsters can spawn in this room. Yeah, this will be very tricky, in fact. Well, worst case scenario, I'll lose very, very quickly, and I'll have a good excuse to call it a day. So normally I would want to continue exploring through the same direction, to make sure that monsters can only come through one path, but in this case, I'll make the exception, because I might be forced to make a quick dash back to my to the small room over there. So I'll open this door, and quickly run back, and monsters spawned. Not really surprising. And I need to protect the crystal. If I lose the crystal, this will be a nightmare. I still took 1 dust worth of damage, which I then regained. But nevertheless, that was still a little bit of a failure. In fact, quite painful one, but I had to go through with it. Now I can go ahead and get another food replicator. Normally I would possibly grab another industry generator. However, since I have a P-bot who can get operated very early on, I didn't feel the need to do that necessarily. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm still in a very difficult spot and I still don't think I can make it. But at the very least, I can attempt to do that. So let's open another door and then run back as quickly as humanly possible. Go back. Did any monster spawn? Nope. Okay, that's good. That's progress. Sadly, we still don't have enough dust to power more than just 2 rooms, which is absolutely awful. But I got Executive's armband. Oh, okay, interesting. So, what did the bosses then do? Ooh, that is absolutely amazing. And it also gives me attack power. I actually don't believe I ever got the Executive armband, which is possible. It's kind of lag based depending on, the chances to get something or to not get it. But so far, so good. Okay, this made Golgi way more powerful, but still doesn't change the fact that we have... Okay, I was able to power up 1 more room, and this would be this room, protecting our crystal. And we found 1 more hero. It's a Gork. I cannot afford him right now, but I definitely will buy him. Again, I'm not a big fan of Gork. He's way too slow to be very useful. He does pack a punch. Certainly, he's got a lot of attack power. But I'd much rather have a more just useful hero in general. Just a little bit faster, maybe, for instance. If Gork wasn't so slow or had better team abilities, I would value him way more. Anyway, with that out of the way, we can go ahead and open 1 more door. And that situation is awful. And I'll not be able to... Okay, I need to go back. Sorry, Gork, you have to fend for yourself. But I need to save the crystal because... Oh, okay, the monsters got the crystal. I was able to distract them, thankfully. But this will not last for very long. Okay, let's make sure that the crystals are killed before they get into the crystal room. You know, the other crystals. Did Gork survive? It appears that he did, interestingly enough. Did you take all of those bad boys all on your own? That's impressive. Maybe I underestimated you. But alas, I spent some food on healing my hero because I panicked. And now I am unable to purchase his skills. Which is unfortunate. Alright, well, let's continue exploring. Hopefully no monsters this time around. Because, okay. We found the exit, so we couldn't find any monsters. Whenever you find the exit, no monsters spawn. That is a rule. And now we found Gork. He's going to stand in the dark and be ready to support us to kill whatever bodies we find. Now we can also game the system a little bit by depowering this room, powering up this one, and giving him bioorganic transference. So when he fights monsters, he'll get a little bit of health. Maybe we'll give him a few prison prods as well. I have a lot of industry, and this will increase my survival chance. Now, the room will stay dark, but if I need to power it up to help Gork, I'll be able to do just that. Alright, let's open one more door. And beyond this door, I found more dust. Okay, I can already power up this room. And just wait for the monsters in here. It seems to be a relatively easy floor at this point, or rather appears to be. But we all know that this isn't really the case, since once I open this door, things are about to get a little bit on the hectic side. So first of all, let's get Gork to this dark room, make sure that there are very few options that the monsters can spawn from. And then let's open a door over here, let's say, and let's see what I can find. An empty room, okay. With a bit of dust, so let's power up another room. Really quick. Oh boy, oh boy. My hero is in a bit of trouble. Let's go ahead and get OP-Bot to help us out. To just confuse the enemies a little bit. OP-Bot can hold his own quite well, of course. Especially if I activate his ability to get even more attack power and cooldown. And with Gork in place, we're now safe. So let's get Gork back to where he was. Let's power up this room so that no monsters can appear from here. I could create another major module, but I expect to be near the end of this floor, so there isn't really a need to do that. Let's get Golgi, good old Golgi, and get ready to explore more rooms and save up some industry. That being said, I could get just a little bit more science at a relatively low industry cost if I were to make this major module now. And thinking about it, I should have done so earlier. Either that or get another food replicator, which also would have been very, very useful. In fact, maybe even more useful than getting a science one. How many of those can I still find? At least two. Two are a guarantee. And it's floor 2, so I expect there to be still a bit of a corridor beyond that door. So you know what? I'll take a gamble. I'll get another food replicator. Let's make it in a nice secluded spot so no bosses can easily get to it. And let's open one more door. Okay, so far it seems like my gamble might pay off. Okay, let's power one more room. Well, I can. There's no reason not to. And I can see a few spawns, but this should be a relatively easy wave to handle. Golgi had an easy time, and Gork, I mean, he's just gonna do Gork things. It's gonna be fine. There's nothing to worry about, really. Now, I am somewhat tempted to move Gork to the lower levels, or just to create some turrets in that room. I think this option speaks to me the most. To create turrets in that room and just to keep Gork in here. In this dark room, and make sure that this spawn is as limited as possible. Right, no, I didn't want to do that. While having this lady explore further ahead. And possibly making some defensive turrets in here. So let's make bioorganic transference to allow my hero to heal herself without me having to spend food on it. Let's keep exploring. Now, as soon as she opens this door, I'll back up to this room to make sure no monsters can spawn. Alright. No monsters spawned at all, which is actually a very nice touch. So let's go ahead and change things around like so. Eat the food from this table, that's gonna be useful. And let's level up my hero with this food as well. Or I could level up, let's see. I could level up Gork. He's a tank. I guess I should give him another skill. And this is going to be Soylent Green, which gives us food when he kills enemies. So it's going to pay for, this ability is going to pay for itself at some point. Now let's go ahead and continue exploring doors, just like before, nice and easy. And we found a bit more dust, which is indeed wonderful. No monster spawned either, so I can just power up this room, explore this chest, maybe there will be some treasure inside, and I'll drink some water as well. Oh. Now, I'll give the kit to OPBot because it gives him more wit, and more wit means that he can operate this major module better, so it will give me more industry, and that is always important. I'm tempted to level up Gorgi, but I don't have enough food for that, unfortunately, so that will have to wait. Let's keep opening more doors until I reach the dead end, and I just reached it now. Alright. Any monsters? Yes, indeed. Gorg, pull back. How are you doing, Gorgi? You could be doing better, so let's pull back as well. And go to the crystal room. Oh, no, Gorgi, you don't die. You're not supposed to die. Okay, let's see. He's almost at his threshold, but he's so far doing okay, and he should survive. He definitely should survive with the Organic Descendants. He can regain his health. And the good old Gorgi is trying to make sure I do not lose too much dust, but at this point, it's fine if I lose a little bit of dust, honestly, because I explored the entirety of this floor, so nothing critical will happen if I lose a little bit of dust. And I did lose some. I could have powered one more room, but this is fine. Okay, so what I need to do is now open the last door. Now the interesting thing about this is that opening this door will not spawn any monsters, and the reason for that is because monsters can only spawn if you open a door to an unexplored room. And since I already explored this room, no monsters could spawn, and this was an easy finish. Now this time around, carrying the crystal to the finish line is going to be a little bit trickier. Since if I just power all the rooms on a direct path, you can see that there's still a lot of rooms left in the dark. So how do I want to do this? I probably want to power all of the rooms with turrets, although this room doesn't really have any turrets, it just has the Bioorganic Transcendence. But this one does, and I certainly want to keep this one powered so it can kill some monsters that maybe spawn from the top area. I would love to power up more in here. This is a very risky place to be in, but you know what I'll do? I'll put OPBot and Gorg in this dark area, and got it. Actually, I'll put OPBot in this area to make sure that no monsters can spawn there either. In here, monsters will be able to spawn, but they will be defeated by turrets. And the Gorgi I'll send through the bottom area. Nah, it's risky. I'll send her through the top area. This top area will be safer. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Picking up the crystal and run. Okay, she just went through the bottom area on her own. I guess this was a shorter path after all. OPBot can now start moving, and Gorg can start moving himself. He's kinda slow, so we need to make sure that he's on the move as often as possible. And it should be a nice easy escape. There are a bunch of monsters lurking around, but we have all heroes ready to enter the elevator. Nice and solid, no issues whatsoever. And we made it to the floor number 3. How long have I been streaming for? I don't want to end the stream too quickly, of course. That would be a little bit lame. I don't see a timer anywhere. There we go, I see it on YouTube. So I have apparently been streaming for 23 minutes. You know what, this was a test live streaming anyway, and I have to sleep. Keep in mind, of course, very importantly, that I will have another live stream today. I'm sorry, I'm very sleepy, so I'm kind of blabbering about. But in less than, let's see, well, let's say about 5 hours from now on, a bit more than that, I'll be live streaming Endless Summer. This will be an Endless Space 2 event, which is part of an Amplitude hosted event, which is a very big one as well, like seriously a big one. And during this event, you will be able to watch me not only on my channels, but also on the official Amplitude Studios channels and on Sega channels. So this will be quite exciting. So if anything, this particular video you just saw will possibly raise the awareness of this event. It'll be very cool. There will be giveaways that I still need to figure out how to do. There will be also other events. I'll be able to link you to some delicious cocktails or whatever that Amplitude created that are endless space themed. A lot of fun stuff. Make sure to follow my Twitter to check it out more. And as for this particular run, we made it to floor 3, so this is good enough. But as I said, I need to bail, I need to catch some Z's, so I'll continue this run at another time. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you online.